Episode number 81 of the Monday Morning Worship Leader.
You've got mail.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures give His glory. Praise Him above the heavenly host. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Well, hey guys, Brother John here. So good to be with you on this Monday Morning Worship Leader podcast. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be different, as are a lot of our podcasts. They're kind of different, off the beaten path. But if you are just joining me for the first time, just letting you know, I am a worship leader in the greater St. Louis area, and I'm a worship leader at a mid-sized Southern Baptist church. So my worship background is from the free church tradition. However, for a free church, we are somewhat liturgical in nature. We're also very Bible-believing. That being said, usually in this 15-minute or so podcast, I talk about worship, I talk about theology, I talk about music. But I guess this is going to be a bit of a rant. I wanted to talk today about email etiquette. And I know this isn't something everybody just wants to jump on board. But I'm telling you, sometimes we just got to talk about email. I get emails often, and sometimes it kind of blows my mind. Now, I'm going to give you some inside baseball. For me, my professional career predated the use of email, at least where I was serving. And so I've kind of been doing email for a very, very long time. I have seen people fired over emails. I've seen people demoted over emails. I've seen some bad stuff happen over just the email. And there for a while, we were kind of concerned, would social media take over? Would instant messaging and texting? And for unofficial business, I guess it does work. But if you really want it official at this point in life, you still must use email. So what I've done is I have put together some do's and don'ts, and there are quite a few of them. And so I'm just going to get started with them. And hopefully this will help you in your email work. I think what I want to do is I want to hit the do's first, and then the don'ts. The don'ts, it's a shorter list, but it's probably a heavier list. Here are the do's. 1, do try to respond within 24 hours on an email. Email response usually is 24 hours. Outside of that, people start wondering if you have lost their email, but within 24 hours is a good, respectable time. Now, that's not the case in text messaging and things like that, but email, 24 hours. Next, do delegate or delete. This is something I learned from the book, Getting Things Done. When you go through your email box, do the email or delegate the email and delete the email. So that way you can be closer to that beautiful email inbox 0 that we all want. So do, delegate, delete. Those are your 3 Ds when you consider an email. Next, have a folder that I use, have a folder labeled Action and Waiting For. I think this is a really good thing to keep your email inbox clean. I have a folder. One is called Action. If I have an email that I can't respond to within 5 minutes, I can't fix within 5 minutes, I can't do that within 5 minutes, I throw that in the Action folder, and I check my Action folder multiple times a week. I have it scheduled in my Todoist to check that folder. Also, if I've just ordered something or I have this ongoing conversation and I'm waiting for their response, I'll throw that in the waiting for folder. And again, I check that folder about twice a week. And so doing an action folder, doing a waiting for folder will keep that inbox clean and healthy. Next, number 4, talk face to face. I'm going to cover this in don'ts in just a minute, but sometimes bypass the email and talk to the person. We'll get to that. Next, number 5, one email, one subject. All right. So if you are emailing somebody with an idea or something like that, don't cake in 4 or 5 thoughts, one subject at a time. Again, you have to remember how people read their email. Next, number 6, zero your inbox once a week. Now that may seem impossible, but if you set up an action and a waiting for inbox, that's going to help you a great deal and have an action plan to take care of it. Now, you may go, well, I've got hundreds of emails in my inbox. I don't know if I can ever get to them. Here's an idea. Set up a new folder and put that folder as archive, and then take everything from your inbox that's more than a week old and toss it in that archive folder. Then tackle your email inbox for this past week. Do the delegate, delete, and chuck it into one of the folders, and you should be pretty close to having a zero folder. And then time delay that archive folder, and if you haven't checked it in 6 months, delete it. That'll feel good. Next, check your junk box frequently. Those things with emails being the way they are and with internet security being the way it is, my junk box has become almost my second inbox, so check it frequently. Next, teach your email to see junk. Be diligent. If you get a junk email and you have the ability to call it junk in your inbox, do so. That will save you a lot of time and trouble later. Next, don't fail to use unsubscribe. You will find that a lot of this junk email that you're getting, if you just simply unsubscribe to it, it's going to make your email leaner and cleaner. And then finally, for the do's anyway, set times to check your email. I'm going to talk about this in the don'ts a little bit in just a moment, but maybe you check your email once in the morning, maybe once at noon, and once soon before you leave the office. I'll talk about that, though, in a few minutes. Here are some don'ts for your email. And a lot of these, understand, are preferential. This first one is preferential. Don't use an image file signature that comes across as an attachment. It can be, because I deal with so many attachments, whether it's music, video, or PDFs, whatever, that sometimes it's confusing when you get that image file attachment. I just simply have a nice little text-only signature at the bottom of my email, and it works great. And now you may be in a company where they require you to do that. And if so, again, it's preferential, but I prefer not to get image file signatures. Next, this one's going to get you. Don't use email on your iPhone or your Android. Here's why. You can't manage it near as well on your phone. And when you start to just peruse your email on your phone, you are all of a sudden you're headed to a bloated inbox. Trust me. Do it on your computer. Do it within the sanctity of your office or your home office or however you do it. But when you set aside that time to check your email and to deal with email, that's when you do it. You don't sit there on your phone and do it. So don't use email on your phone. I haven't for a long time. Next, don't use voice to text. I know it may be easier, it may be faster, but sometimes speed is not the most important thing when sending an email. Sometimes getting the content and making things a little bit more readable, understandable, and concise is better. So just type it. Here's the next don't. Don't write secretive material in an email. And this is going to go, I'm just going to go along with this and just say that in your emails, understand these are a public record. If you have checked on anything political in the past 10 years, you have seen that emails are public record. Once you send that email, and trust me, again, I've seen people I know fired because of emails, or emails coming back to bite them. So I would not send anything secretive. Again, that's for a face-to-face conversation, and for that, I would just, even when you put down that this is confidential, it's still an email. It's still public record. Next, know when to use reply to all or reply. Don't reply to all in a reply situation, and don't reply when it's reply to all. You know what I'm talking about. Next, don't have your notifications turned on. Turn off your notifications on your email. That's going to hurt your productivity in life when because you're constantly getting emails. When you have that ping going on all the time, or you see it come up on your toolbar, you're going to have that tendency to want to open it. Again, have some set times every day where you check your email and deal with it. Next, and this is huge, don't send emotionally charged emails. Go to the person and talk to the person. We're Christians. That's how we deal with things. You may get an emotionally charged email. Take time. You have 24 hours. Don't rattle off your first response. In fact, schedule a time to just meet with that person. You will be far, far better off. Trust me. Finally, in the don'ts category, don't write a book. Instead, emails are supposed to be concise, almost bullet point style in writing, and so don't write a long narrative. Keep it concise. All right, so those are a whole bunch of do's, a whole bunch of don'ts, I know, but I'm telling you, if you'll incorporate this, it will make your email life a lot easier because you have to send them as a worship leader. Man, do's, don'ts, hope you find them to be good words. So in the good word category, I wanted to, at first I was thinking about, suggesting an email book. There are so many of them out there. I've read some of them, and none of them actually have seemed to satisfy for my tastes. And so I decided to go somewhere else. I talked about your phone. There is a new book. I just finished reading it. It's by Tony Reinke, Reinke. Tony, if you're listening, I hope I get your name right. It's called 12 Ways Your Phone is Changing You. I love these books that are written by guys that are IT savvy and tech savvy, yet tell us about the dangers of all of the tech that we're dealing with and how to negotiate those waters. And this is one of those books. It's 12 Ways Your Phone is Changing You. It is written from a Christian perspective. I highly recommend it. The foreword is by John Piper, if that gives it even more credibility. But it's by Tony Reinke. 12 Ways Your Phone is Changing You. And that's it for the podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know it's been a little different, but I hope that email is something that comes a little bit more, not second nature. That's actually part of the problem. But email is something that actually becomes a formal sit-down thing that you deal with every day and can deal with it well. By the way, you can always email me at John, John, at biblicaltrumpets.org. John at biblicaltrumpets.org. I look forward to your email, and I promise you I will get back to you in about 24 hours. Remember, my friends, we are not rock stars, we are servants. May God bless you. Music in a minor key. Let's talk about it.
Next time on the podcast.